Hi there and welcome back to my White Christmas tutorial series. Today it's the time for the project number 9. I've got a comment from an Australian viewer asking me to create something that would not feature snow because there is no snow for Christmas in Australia. So here we go, a trio of tags featuring little Santas but no snow in them. First, I'm going to create the tag shapes out of Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. The tags are going to be a bit unusual format. They're very elongated and I'm going to use my paper trimmer to cut them out. The size of each tag is 4 1/4 by 1 1/4 inches. To chomp off the corners evenly and make them all the same size, I'm placing the tag on a grid mat and I'm marking 1/4 inch from each corner. Then I'm using the scissors to trim off the corners, but of course you can use the corner rounder or anything else that you have. The next step is creating a hole. Again, I'm using the grid mat to mark a hole exactly in the middle, and then I'm punching through all 3 tags using Crocodile tool. Then I'm going to stamp a sentiment. I'll be using the word joy from this stamp set by Poppy Stamps called Art Deco Celebrate Christmas. I'm stamping my sentiment at the bottom of each tag using Versamark ink. Then I'm going to white emboss all 3 sentiments. And as always, the tools and supplies I'm using will be listed on my blog and in the description, so you can find the list there. I'm also going to add some background pattern above the sentiment, so I'm placing the stencil there. It's Holiday Knit by Team Holtz, and I'm applying some white pigment ink through it. The ink itself is Unicorn by Hero Arts. Then I decided to add even more texture to my tags and I'll be using this tissue paper. I'm basically just recycling the one from shoe packaging. Now I'm tearing off the piece of paper that would match my tag. I totally love tissue paper, but since it is so thin, it's hard to use on cards and tags, but I guess I have found the perfect way to add it. I'm going to use this genius device that is Harinacs stapeless stapler. I'm placing my tag inside and pushing the lever down just as I would normally do with a regular stapler. The difference is that this one leaves no staple. It just somehow interlocks 2 pieces of paper and holds them together. The result is really neat. It's just a tiny row of very small score marks. You'll see it in the pictures at the end. This is actually an office stapler and it takes up to 5 pages of printer paper, but I think it's just great for art projects. So now I'm repeating this process for all the remaining tags and then I'm going to create my focal image. The dies I'm going to use are DECO Tree Frame, WHITTLE Candy Corn and Mushrooms and Toadstools, which seems to be a very weird combination of dies, but it's just a matter of how we are going to assemble them. So these are the die cuts that we are going to need. I have used white, red and pink cardstock. The first thing I'm doing is trimming off all the trunks from the trees. The die creates both the tree and the outline, but I'm going to use them together, so I'm placing the background piece inside the outline and I'm using some pieces of washi tape to hold the 2 die cuts together. I'll do that to all 3 pieces since I'm working on all 3 tags at the same time. Then with the liquid glue I'm going to attach the Christmas tree to candy corns and I'm placing them right above the eyes. I love WHITTLE candy corn dies, but unfortunately they arrived a bit too late and I couldn't use them for Halloween, but it just means that I will use them for Christmas. The last step is to add the nose to the gnome, and you can totally cut it out with the scissors. It's gonna work fine, but I have found out that those mushroom heads are just the perfect size for this project. I'm attaching each nose so that it covers up the eyes of the gnome, but we can still see the little smile below that nose. Then I'm using some foam squares to attach each gnome to the tag right above the sentiment. Again, I'm doing it for all the 3 tags, and now all there is left to do is to attach a twine to be able to hang those tags. I'm using some red and white twine to match my gnomes, and then I can call this project done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and I have inspired you to use your supplies in different ways. Don't forget that this project is a part of the series, so if you are looking for more inspiration, please check out other tutorials of this year's series as well as some of the previous year's series. Thanks again, and I hope to see you back soon for the project number 10.